Okay, so Mark Benioff owns Time Inc. It's still being published, print edition. Sports Illustrated was sold. The print edition was closed. Meredith did not keep Sports Illustrated. It's just not consistent with the rest of their brands. Famous reporters who specialized in all these different sports were let go. By the way, the number one selling issue every year of Sports Illustrated was the swimsuit issue, which did not really have too much to do with sports, but definitely appealed to the readership of Sports Illustrated, or most of them. I want to talk about another publishing company that deserves to be recognized. John Johnson founded a publishing company, as you can see, in 1942, headquartered in Chicago, privately held, and run until John Johnson's death in 2005. He published two main magazines, one called Ebony, which was a monthly, and the other Jet, which was a weekly, more newsy magazine. They also branched into film and television. The company still exists, but the magazines are not published anymore. It is at its most successful. It had revenue close to $100 million. There's John Johnson, quite an entrepreneur. Here are the magazines, and so JohnsonPublishing.com still has a website. Let's see if we can take a look at it. About Us. Whoop. Okay. They own a company called Fashion Fair. It was created by John Johnson's wife, Eunice Johnson, who created the Ebony Fashion Fair show, and she began creating makeup for women of color. So they still have Fashion Fair, and they have an archive of some amazing photographs from 1945 to the present. Browse now. There are the cosmetics. Okay. So that is Johnson Publishing today. Whoop. Back to this. Okay. Now, by the way, one of the reasons for the downfall of those two magazines was how many dollars were national advertisers targeting towards African American community. So they did not have big budgets to go after. I think it was not easy to convince the Procter & Gamble, the Colgates, those sorts of advertising behemoths to put their money into black-focused, African-American-focused publications. So I believe this was one of the business issues that faced Johnson Publishing. 91% of American adults consume magazines in print or digital. The most affluent of all media users. The number of readers is still very high in the U.S. This shows median age for looking at social networking or looking at the magazine's website or reading the magazine. And you can see reading magazine people are median age is 50. Reading magazines tends to skew only 45% are men. 55% of women are doing the reading and looking at websites. And income is pretty high for either one. So, there is life. There are new publications coming out. There's still a lot of people reading print. There's still a lot of magazine readers. And yes, Time Inc. has gone away, but Johnson Publishing has gone away. But there are others and new publishers and magazines coming along. So it's not all dead wood by any means. There's a lot of life in magazines. Measuring circulation. I want to spend a minute or two talking about that. We've seen before when we looked at the 17 magazine rate card, they cited the Audit Bureau circulations. In 2012, the ABC changed its name to Alliance for Audited Media because they wanted to include digital magazines and audit those. Here is their website, Alliance for Audited Media, and they claim to separate out bots and fraud and phony clicks from the web traffic for the magazine. So they analyze magazine website and print magazine editions. They verify how many people look at each of those. Okay, so it helps the advertisers know what they're buying. When they take a page in the magazine, when they put an ad on the website, how many people will see it. I'm going to stop here and just insert a little video about auditing circulation and why it's important.